And the S stands for signed by the Vikings is Kyler Murray.
That's right. Kyler Murray signing. I feel like at this point it wasn't that big of a surprise, right? I feel like this was kind of anticipated during free agency.
Yes.
Murray signs a 1-year deal with the Vikings, which kind of makes a lot of sense, just like the Tua to the Falcons signing, right? You're not going to have to pay him a ton of money. It's a 1-year deal. The Cardinals are going to be paying the majority of the salary, similar to how like the Raiders, they're going to be paying a good chunk of Geno Smith's salary that they just traded him to the Jets. And I feel like this is just another student in the Kevin O'Connell's school for QBs who can't throw good.
Nice Zoolander reference.
Thank you.
Nice Zoolander reference.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of love it for the Vikings. I love the upside of it. There's literally no risk for this team.
No.
If like Kyler is, and he's never a terrible quarterback. So like even your floor is just like, Kyler can do some nice things. He's like the way the Vikings are going to look at Kyler Murray is completely different than the Cardinals. If Kyler's just playing like average quarterback play, that's an upgrade from what the Vikings got through the course of last season.
That's correct.
And I think there's potential for Kevin O'Connell with that schooling you just mentioned to unlock Kyler's full potential. So I think it's just about watching Kyler in, I think, an offense that's going to be designed for his strengths. I think we'll see his athleticism utilized in the best way possible. And the question mark I think everybody's going to have is just about Kyler's consistency through the course of a season with the Vikings. So it's going to be fun. Hey. It makes the NFC North's free agency round, it makes it a lot more fun. And yes, it looked like this was going to happen the whole time. Now it's official, so now Vikings fans can, enjoy it. And I think when we saw that Kyler Murray was at the Vikings facility, and that he had scheduled some Zoom meetings with other teams to talk to them, I was like, those fucking teams don't have a chance.
No, they don't have a shot. Yeah, no.
I'll talk to you from the Vikings facility.
Yeah, you're behind a locker that says Murray on top of it. You're like, don't worry about it. No, it's totally fine.
Not happening.
Happy birthday. Hope you have a fantastic birthday and birthday weekend. Let's go. Yeah, I feel like this is, you put it, I think, correctly, in that it makes a whole lot of sense, because at the very worst case scenario, okay, it doesn't work out. You sign him to a 1-year deal, in which you're not paying him the majority of the money, right? Cool. That works out.
Yeah.
2, at bare minimum, it's competition for JJ McCarthy, who this is the evaluation year, right? Like, I would say that this is probably the last full season that we're going to get of the JJ McCarthy experience if he does not step up and show that he can be the starter there. So I think you're going to be bringing in competition for him, and it's going to be, all right, whoever wins out in camp. And at the bare minimum, if JJ McCarthy steps up, then you have a veteran, backup who can win you some football games if you need. Right?
Yeah.
So it kind of works out.
I don't even think it's going to be much of a competition. I think this is Kyler's job, and they're going to continue to work with JJ, obviously, but I think the Vikings have more to gain by they're going to start Kyler week 1. I'll be shocked if they don't. Like, Kyler's got to come in and he's got to be worse than JJ McCarthy in Kevin O'Connell's eyes. And I don't think that's going to happen. So I think he'll be the week 1 starter. And I think the Vikings will just be in the process of seeing, like, who is Kyler Murray in our system with our weapons? And should we be considering signing this guy for a long-term deal? And we'll figure out JJ later. And what I did not know is that Kyler Murray is a Vikings fan. He was a Vikings fan as a kid.
Yes.
I think there's a quote out there saying because he's from Texas, he didn't root for the Cowboys because they were ass for all of his childhood.
Which valid.
But we had Mike McCarthy returning to Pittsburgh, where he's really wanted to be. It seems like Kyler's very excited to be a Viking because he grew up a Vikings fan. He said he fucking cried when Brett Favre threw that interception as a Viking. So
good.
I like it.
Good. With the trend of past few years, like QBs like Geno, Baker, Darnold, Jones reviving their careers, either of you have any bold predictions for a QB to do something similar in 2026? I feel
Kyler
like
Murray?
it might be Kyler. I say Kyler Murray, and not even in jest because the support around him is pretty damn good. Like, he has great receivers to throw to, right? Including one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. On top of that, they bring back Aaron Jones, who, yes, was beat up last year, but they should have at least a solid run game. So I feel like Kyler is going to be in the best case scenario because, as Perna's talking about, if JJ doesn't win out this job, which I think it might be a challenge for him to do so, Kyler's going to get all the opportunities. And who knows, like, if Kyler wants to try and get another big time contract, this is the year to do it. So I'm very, very curious to see how he is going to play and what the plan is, because at some point, yes, you do have to make a decision about JJ McCarthy, and I'm sure he's going to have every opportunity to win that starting job. I just don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Like, if you're a Vikings fan and he beats out Kyler Murray, you're even happier, right? Because you're like, oh man, damn, now he's able to take that next step.
That's a good hot take. The best thing that could happen for Vikings fans is JJ McCarthy beats out Kyler Murray in training camp.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen, though. I think
it's going to be tough.
Like, the Vikings don't pursue this if they're confident in JJ. They bring in a veteran, right? Like, you bring back Carson Wentz, or you find somebody to be a reliable backup if you really believe in JJ McCarthy, and they don't at this point. There was not enough consistency, and if their team was in a different state, if they were where the Dolphins are right now, I thought
you were talking about like the Bears with Gary, Indiana, like different state. Got it. Okay, got it. Yeah. Understood. Your mental state, physical state. Got it.
No, they have got enough pieces on that roster to be competing, right? Like, they do not want to squander their current talent, is what I was getting to.
Sure.
And the more I think about like Malik Willis joining the Dolphins, the more I hate it for that man. Like, seeing all the money like the Dolphins are paying their players to not be on their team, like, that roster is terrible right now. And this roster is the complete opposite for Kyler.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I was just saying, I think like Arizona's roster is quite a bit better than the Dolphins at this point.
I don't know about that one. That one I might push against, because I feel like even just having Achane in the backfield,
you got Achane and Waddle, and who else? Can you name anybody else besides Malik Willis at that point?
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like just having that, the Cardinals, all their running backs got injured last year, right?
Yeah, they got Tyler Algier coming in. James Conner's going to be back. You got Marvin Harrison Jr., you got Michael Wilson, you got Jacoby, you got Trey McBride.
I like Trey McBride a lot.
Everybody likes Trey.
Trey McBride's great. I think because you look at what the Vikings were able to do, they won 14 games with Sam Darnold, right? And Sam Darnold just won a Super Bowl. But with that roster, which was relatively the same besides the free agents that they swung and miss on, last offseason, like, they still were able to win, 9 games this past year, and they did not have steady, consistent QB play. And now if Kyler is able to just bring consistency, like, I feel like you're not even asking for a lot, right? It's like you said, like, just being above average. I think you're going to see the Vikings win a few football games because Brian Flores is back. The defense should still be pretty damn good. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting because this is also like just a weird transitional period for the Vikings because they have a roster that can compete. They just need a quarterback. And if you want to go back to Kyler Murray crying about Brett Favre, that's where they were all those years ago. They had Adrian Peterson, like, they had the offense, they had the D, and they're like, we just need a quarterback, and here comes Brett Favre. I don't know if Murray is going to be a Brett Favre-esque kind of quarterback there, but man, whoever wins that starting job, they inherit a pretty good roster.
Yeah, I think it's, without like trying to get into the X's and O's of it, because God knows I'm too dumb to really break that down. I think it's about seeing if Kevin O'Connell can make Kyler Murray a more complete quarterback consistently, right? We know, like, off script plays, he's incredible. We know he's mobile. He can make plays with his legs. and we've seen him dial in lock in as a passer. I think it's about how do you maximize the entire field with Kyler Murray as your quarterback, and that's just one of those things you have issues with when you're dealing with a shorter quarterback.
Sure.
It is harder for those guys to complete passes, say, in the middle part of that field without shifting the pocket or moving a little bit. So I'll be curious to just see how Kevin O'Connell gets the most complete game out of Kyler as a passer. So
Sure.
that's what's going to be fun to watch. Like if you're really trying to get into the nerd shit of the football part of it.
And it just seems like there's no downside here.
No, there's none.
It doesn't. It's super duper cheap. The contract is a joke, and bare minimum, you have a good backup.
There will have to be another player that the Vikings could have had for $1.3 million. That is the best player in the league in 2026 for people to go, dang, we could have had that guy instead of Kyler, and that would have made all the difference in the world.